Javier, ven aquí, away from the door, now.
Maestra, why are we out here? And why is that man being dragged in there?
Son soldados, Javier. That man is in trouble. But it's adult stuff. No te preocupes.
Es un hombre malo, maestro?
Not all who they say are bad, chiquito. And not all who seem good are good. Es complicado.
Who's they?
Do it. Do it, you coward! You're only killing a man.
Compañeros revolucionarios. It was a day in August or maybe July of 1955 when we met Che. And in one night, como cuentan sus relatos, he became a future expeditionary of the Granma. But at that time, that expedition had no weapons, no ship, no troops even. And it was like this. Che joined the first group. He was one of the first two on the list of the Granma. And tonight, we gather, all of us, to try to somehow express those feelings for someone that we lost. One of the most admired, one of the most loved, and without a doubt, the most extraordinary of our revolutionary comrades. Para expresarle sus sentimientos a él y también a los héroes que han luchado con él y a los héroes que han caído con él. Su ejército internacionalista que ha estado escribiendo en una página gloriosa e indeleble a una historia.
Another letter to the world, Ernesto? No, it's to you and the kids, the fatherland. An explanation for my enduring revolution. Where will you go next? To the Congo. The U.S. mines it for cobalt and uranium. They use the minerals for their weapons of mass destruction. There's already rebellion by the peasant population that is going under my influence. They can permanently defeat the Yankee aggressors. Africa represents one of the most important, if not the most important, fields of battle against all forms of exploitation existing in the world, against imperialism, colonialism, and neocolonialism. Hasta la victoria siempre.
He was imbued with a deep spirit of hatred and contempt for imperialism, not only because his political background had acquired a considerable degree of development, but because he had only recently seen firsthand in Guatemala the criminal imperialist intervention through the mercenary soldiers who ruined the revolution in that country.
You must understand, Kabila. We need proper trenches for an effective ambush. It's basic military guerrilla warfare. The military won't see it coming when we hit them from the below ground level.
Che, no. You don't understand our way of life. Digging up holes like that, it's an affront to our ancestors. The earth is sacred. It's not to be torn up and used as a hiding place for the living.
This is just a dumb superstition. We're talking about real people with real war and real weapons. We cannot afford to cling on to your spiritual beliefs.
This is our way of life. This is how we have done things since the beginning. It's not just spiritual. You say you want to help us, yet you refuse to understand us. You refuse to desecrate the lands where our families walk on, where our ancestors rest.
Then try to fight for your freedom. But you'll never win this war if you can't adapt to strategy.
It is you, Che, who's not ready to fight with us.
Continue to fight this fight on your terms. But I refuse to lead this revolutionary force if you won't take the necessary steps to get here.
You say lead, yet you came only for your own ambitions, not to help my people, but to spread your own communist ideals.
Mr. President, this tentative information that the Bolivians got Che Guevara will interest you. It is not yet confirmed. The Bolivian unit engaged is the one we have been training for some time and has just entered the field of action. This morning, we are about 99% sure that Che Guevara is dead. The chief of the Bolivian army ordered him shot. I regard this as stupid, but it is understandable from a Bolivian standpoint.
How are you feeling after the procedure, Pedro Salazar? I guess Operation Miracle really does perform miracles. Now you'll be able to see in just a few weeks, all for free.
Oh, Iha, you know I don't want attention. If the media knew that the famous Tehran was here, they'd be all over me. I just want to live out my life saving you.
I understand the problem. I just wish everybody had access to this kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Now an old man, he can once again appreciate the colors of the sky and the forest, enjoy the smiles of his grandchildren, and watch football games. Tehran's wealth, cradled in the arms of the socialism he once spilled blood to oppose, blossomed from the very soil where half a century past he extinguished the life of a man fighting for these very ideals. Now he reaps the harvest of a doctrine against which his younger fury was composed.
Compañeros, hasta la victoria siempre.
It was the worst moment of my life. I saw Che, large, very large. His eyes shone intensely. When he fixed his gaze on me, it made me dizzy. I took a step back towards the door, closed my eyes. I fired.
Che was a revolutionary icon who was killed as a result of his lifelong commitment to revolutions and the international and domestic involvement in those revolutions. When a man's body dies, his spirit lives on. Che was absolutely right when he said that they were only killing a man. His ideas live on more than 50 years after his death through propaganda, newspapers, monuments, forms of merchandise, restaurants, books, and movies like this one. The irony is that his legacy lives on primarily through capitalist institutions, despite Che himself having been very anti-capitalist. His legacy also lives on through his family, particularly his daughter, Alida. Currently living in Havana, Alida has worked as a lead in pediatric teams in Angola, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, and is an outspoken human rights advocate. She is the embodiment of Che's beliefs through her fight for equal health care and rights for all.
Vienes quemando la brisa con soles de primavera para plantar la bandera con la luz de tu sonrisa.